So that bass line was by the one and only Rodger Waters from, of course, the legendary band Pink Floyd, and the track was called Money. I'm sure you recognized it straight away. So now what we're going to do is we're going to break down this bass line and analyze it. And the really cool thing about this bass line is the fact that it's the main body of the bass line is in 7/4, and you would never really think it was in 7/4 unless you started counting it. Now I don't know if that's because you've heard it a million times and you're so familiar with it, or that it's just such a great bass line that it's just so natural to the song. Maybe it came after the melody, but it just feels so natural that, you, like I said, you would never really think it was in an odd time signature unless you sat down and really counted it out. So of course there's a document as always for you to download with a full analysis of the bass line. There's also a drum track for you to download, so you can either play along with the written transcription that I've done, or you can kind of come up with your own ideas based on the analysis that we do here. So the bass line is, in the A section, is basically over a B minor chord, and the bass line's kind of deriven from the B minor pentatonic. So you just want to brush up on that if you're not familiar with it, and you can play it from the 2nd fret here on this B, fingering pattern 1/4, D string 1/3, and then G string 1/3. We can continue playing down onto the E string. So if we start on the E string, 2nd fret 1/4, 1/4, A string, 1/3, 1/3. And there's actually a whole course in the Tony Great Bass Academy on these pentatonics where we kind of go through every vertical position and learn how to kind of play grooves and solos and fills using these different concepts. So please, if you haven't joined our mailing list already, please do so, and this course will be available for you to download. Okay, so let's have a look at the bass line now. So again, the A section, it's in 7/4, so let's look at the first bar. And when I'm learning a bass line in an odd time signature, I really like to kind of find where the subdivisions are, so I can kind of break it up into 2 sections. And the way I'm hearing this is a group of 4 and a group of 3. And whatever odd time signature you're working on, it's a really good idea to kind of hear where the bass line or where the line turns around so you can hear where the 1 is. That's a really good way of kind of internalizing it. So here we have the first 4 beats. So it starts with this quarter note, just B, and then this root up an octave, and then 5 to 1, so it's 1, 1, 5, 1, and then 5 again. And this is where the turnaround is for me, these next 3 notes. 1, 2, 3. And all that is just an A, B to D. So it's purely coming from the B minor pentatonic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it repeats that, and then it kind of goes into this. And what it's doing there is it's just kind of mimicking the lyrics and the melody. So it's just kind of really following the melody there. So it's just root, flat 3, root, 7, 5, sorry, flat 7. And then back to the root, flat 3rd. So repeat. And again, I'm hearing that as like a group of 4. 1, 2, 3, and that takes me back to the 1. Okay, let's look at the B section now. So it's basically 2 bars of 4 followed by a bar of 6. Now if we add all of those together, so 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 6 is 14. So we could still count it as like 7/4, but really it's kind of subdivided and felt in a different way. So it's basically 2 bars of 4 and a bar of 6. Okay, so I'll play the line for you first, and then we'll break it down. Then it just goes back to the A section. Okay, so let's look at these bars of 4 first. The first chord is over an F sharp minor 7. So it starts with this half note, the root, and then 2/8 notes, so root 5, back down to this root quarter note. Then it just kind of spells out the F sharp minor chord. So it's root, flat 3, 5, and then root. And then it has this F natural taking us into the E chord. and then we're into the bar of 6. So the 2 bars of 4/4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this E minor chord, 6/4. And it's basically just 2 eighth notes, E, B, which is just root and fifth, and then the root, a quarter note, and then flat 3. This A, you could think of it as a passing tone up to the 5th degree, so it's flat 3, passing tone A, B, 5, and then this flat 7th. But really from that A, I'm just kind of hearing it as B minor, and it's just kind of working its way back into the B minor world. Okay, so the B section again. And then the A section would repeat again there. Okay, so here's the bass line one more time from the top. Repeat. Now the B section. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the lesson and I hope you got something out of it. Please keep an eye out for next week's lesson where we'll be looking at a different genre and a different bass line. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to the email list if you haven't done so already, and please share with your friends, and we'll see you next time.